Well, hi. Today is Monday, July 7th, 2025. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. Hope everyone came through July 4th, a long 3-day weekend, healthy, happy, and with all your fingers still intact. That's true, right? One of my favorite times of year. Yep. Everybody running out of fireworks. So hopefully, now they were still going off last night, but I'm hoping that very soon that we can get back to some semblance of quiet. Please, just a little bit. This guy needs to sleep. You know, my hair wasn't gray before the July 4th. All right, that's not true. Coming up today, I made a trip back to one of my favorite stores, Bambi's Natural Green Acres. It is on South Main in Council Bluffs, and I had to stop in last week. Had a couple of things going on, found out that I had a B12 deficiency and some other things, and so I thought, let's give this a shot the natural way, and Bambi's my go-to for that. So she was gracious enough to record an interview with me and talk a little bit about some of the stuff that she has there in her store. And that conversation is coming up today on Morning Coffee. When you need precision metal fabrication done right, look no further than Foxco Fabrication in Council Bluffs. Custom welding, large-scale manufacturing. They're going to bring your ideas to life with expert craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology. So whether it's industrial, commercial, or custom fabrication, they're going to get the job done on time and built to last. Go to foxcofab.com to learn more. If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing in Council Bluffs has you covered. Fast, reliable service, expert craftsmanship, handling everything from small repairs to major installations. Residential or commercial, doesn't matter, big or small. When plumbing problems strike, call Waldstein Plumbing. Visit them online at waldsteinplumbing.com. And technology should work for you, not against you. At ThinkSpace IT, they provide expert IT solutions to keep your business running smoothly and securely. From cybersecurity and cloud services to network management and tech support, they simplify IT so you can focus on what matters most. Stay protected, stay connected, stay ahead. Visit ThinkSpaceIT.com. It's always great when I can come out on location, and in one of my favorite stores in Council Bluffs, this is Bambi Wilson from Bambi's Natural Green Acres on South Main. I love coming in here, Bambi. I also love it when I walk. I see people I know coming in here now
all the time.
because you have such a loyal customer base
I'm
that
so
keeps coming
blessed.
back.
They do.
Folks that I know that I've sent here still coming here. You don't seem to lose a whole lot when they
don't.
start coming.
Stay.
They stay.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very grateful for that.
Well,
Very
and
grateful.
I wanted to come in and just kind of highlight some of the things that you're doing because you've been on my mind because I had some issues that needed to be taken care of.
Mhm.
As it turned out, I'm not telling tales out of school here. I had a B12 deficiency, a little bit of a testosterone issue because you can see the color of my hair. That's what happens. And instead of going the pharmaceutical route, I thought, you know what, let's see if we can't do this the natural way.
We
And
always want to try that first. I mean,
Yeah.
let that be your second choice. But first choice, come here, see if it works. If it does, fabulous. And it usually does. So we usually have good luck.
Also, I think something that I've learned more coming here is that it's not a one size fits all thing.
Mm-mm.
It's not as if, okay, we know what you have, so this bottle of supplements is going to take care of that for you specifically. You don't always know.
No.
Sometimes it's, all right, we have to try some different things and see where we can get with it.
I think we did this on one of the old podcasts when I said it's like an onion.
Right.
Those thin layers, we have to keep peeling them till we get to the core of what's going on. And even with you as the example, I had one form of the supplement you needed to take for testosterone, same company, and it didn't work. And for most men, it does. But here we do. Say that again. We gave you another one in that same company, a little bit different formula, maybe a little stronger, and that one worked. So we do have to do trial and error. I mean, even medications, people will come in and say, well, that blood pressure medication, always changing blood pressure medications. That one didn't work. This one didn't work. There are all these side effects. So that even happens in medicine. It just is not, as you said, a one size fits all.
For me personally, this way I don't experience side effects.
No, there are sometimes, but the side effects we're talking about are so different than a medication side effect. Medication side effects can be dangerous, cause you dizziness, cause you sleeplessness. I mean, that is not usually the case with, there's very little in this world that's going to cause harm. It really is.
Talk to me a little bit about your process for bringing things in here because everything that's sitting on your shelf,
Mhm.
I know that you've done research on. You make sure that it is the correct product. You're not just grabbing whatever might be the cheapest thing that you can get to put on the shelf.
No, no, not at all. And sometimes that's what people want, but we try to make them understand why that doesn't always work. Yeah, I still do research. I still read and study. I don't ever want this to go out of my mind. And it's new every day. I mean, there's something new every day in the health field. So what I will do is kind of fill out the customer base from now until, back to when I started, a whole different ballgame on what I carry. Really, a whole different clientele too. Back in that day, I was the only game in town, and I came from a larger health food store in Omaha, and I kind of geared my store towards what we sold over in Omaha. That didn't last a real long time because a whole different clientele over here. So lucky for me, I do own the store. I'm not bound by anybody but me. And so I'm able to really just change with the customers and see what they want. And there's always hot buttons, now, as opposed to when I opened, there's no such thing as cell phones even then, barely a computer. So now it's all TikTok and all of that. So everybody comes in because of social media. Oh, I saw this on social media. So we always carried that stuff anyway. It isn't new to us, but it's new to them and it's exciting for them. So we just kind of follow that little TikTok thing and a fad thing. And the people that use it on a regular basis, they're always going to use it. We have what we call one hit wonders where they get excited about it, but they don't follow through because, as you know, sometimes one bottle isn't enough. I mean, sometimes it takes 3 to 6 months to see a change. And most people, well, we're human. Patience is not a virtue for most of us.
Oh, there's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah. So if we can't get them to at least try 2 months or 3 months of something, we might have lost them on that. So that's where we're able to do something different. Than a lot of other businesses is we're able to be patient with them, show them something else. I never ever have a customer come in and I don't like to see them walk out with two or three things. I really don't. I say, let's work on this problem first, then we'll go to the next one. So we can see what helps you and what works. I mean, sometimes I just have to corral people in because they see all this stuff on social media and they want to try everything.
I was one of those people before I met
Yeah.
you. And again, social media or wherever online, I'm thinking, oh, this helps this helps this. Okay, this person says I should take this, and this. And okay, so that worked for that person,
Mm-hmm.
but it may not necessarily work for me. And you've had that
No.
exact conversation with me
Yeah.
saying, no, let's just try one thing here. And that way we can get a good reading on what's actually working.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you start to feel better, we don't know which one it was.
We don't know which one it was, and it may not have been that other one. It may have been this one. We may be wasting your time on another one. So I'm not a store that upsells. I'm just not. You probably would have made more money if I would have done that, but that is not what I'm about. So yeah, I truly want to help the person, and I get very frustrated when I can't. I mean, there are cases where I can't. There are cases where things just don't quite work for somebody, and maybe we'll just let it go, or maybe they'll just take what they can and deal with it. Um, but I think for the most part, our record is pretty good, because we're just persistent and the customers are persistent too.
Also, the aisle that we're looking down here, you've got a lot of things that aren't supplements here.
Yeah.
I would like to give you some kudos, which I don't know that I've said to you yet personally. The Celtic sea salt that I bought here, that was a game changer. Wow, did that make my food better?
Oh God, yeah. It's so rich and you don't need much of it on top of good for food, good for you. It's all it's ancient minerals from an ancient ocean. and they've been in the, the ground for so many, they just have so many minerals, and we're so low on minerals. That's just a whole nother subject that we could go on forever about. But yeah, I mean, like we talked about on at different times, back in the day, I was the only game in town 28 years ago. I carried food and produce and eggs and meats, and it was booming. I used to get a semi truck weekly, one from Eastern Iowa, one from Colorado, with all the foods, milk, eggs, yogurts. I mean, but there was no such thing as a health market back when I opened. So, I got to experience that and have that, and I was very grateful. But I did have to downsize. Obviously, I can't compete with Hy-Vee and Aldi's and all those stores, but I still do carry a certain amount of foods. I carry health and beauty. We carry essential oils. We still try to maintain carrying some of that. I'm having more and more people come in now that are kind of reverting back, thinking, gosh, I wish you carried, do you have bulk wheat berries, for instance? I used to carry 25-pound bags of wheat berries, and they sold like crazy, but I can't do that anymore. It's just, it wouldn't work. It'd get old, and it just wouldn't work. So I try to direct them where they can get it, but we still maintain being a health food store, which incorporates all of these things, not just supplements.
We also, and me personally, I would like to encourage, there's people that are already in the supplement game, and that they
Yeah.
are already taking a number of different things. But they're, as you'd already talked about, managing it themselves, going online, getting a big giant bottle from Amazon or
Yeah.
whatever from who knows
Who
where
knows
that
where.
actually came from.
That's so true.
And that's what I have been pushing for a long time with this show and in other things. And especially when it gets around Christmas time, I start talking about it. It's not just shop local, it's also shop in person,
Yeah.
because we have lost that. And we think that we're saving a lot of time by going online and doing this and having brown boxes delivered to us in a big black truck. But
So true.
what I can tell you is you're missing out on so much, because there's so many things that I have learned coming into your store in this field. And the supplements that I take now, very, very few of what I used to take when I was trying to do it on my own. And I can also tell you, look, I feel better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really do.
Well, it's a lost art. We don't do this anymore. It's just getting, especially the younger generation, everything is online, everything's on the phone, all of that. And I appreciate that people still come in here and still get my information.
Another thing that you carry here, Bambi, is it called Trace Minerals? It's
Trace Minerals is the name of the company, and
Okay.
that is what they do. Are trace minerals, again, from the ancient seabed in Utah, rather than the Celtic water or the mountain salt. But electrolytes are so incredibly important to everybody all year long, really. But summer, you have to have them. They are something that we pee out and sweat out, and actually through evaporation, even through our breathing, we lose those trace minerals, magnesium, sodium, potassium, all of that. And it is our electrical system. That's why they're called electrolytes. And that can cause heart attacks. It can cause it can cause sunstrokes. People don't realize that they're losing those. As we were talking about, summer is our slower time because people are in the sun. They feel better. You're in the sun. Oh my God, I feel great. But you're outside working harder. You're losing electrolytes through all your sweat, and you're peeing more because your water is actually a solvent. We need water, but it's a solvent. It rinses things out entirely. So you're drinking more water, rinsing more out. If anybody who walked in that door right now, everybody needs electrolytes. And most people come in now, they're on social media again, and they're in the regular stores. I think it's called Hydration,
Yeah.
IV. Those are similar. Those are similar. Those are fine. I don't have a problem with those. We have the electrolyte packets from Trace Mineral. We've got them in powder form, and we even have the liquid trace minerals. But those are absolutely needed during the summertime. If you're going to stop supplements during the summertime, don't stop that. Because I see so many illnesses that mimic other illnesses. People don't realize that. I always say to them, are you working out in the sun? Well, oh yeah, I was out there for 4 or 5 hours. I'm like, okay, you lost way more than you're going to replace. That's not really replaced with food.
Well, and this also the one that I'm using, I get an energy boost from it.
You
It's
do.
it's better than an energy drink because so often I crash from those, but I don't have that problem with these.
Energy drinks are high in caffeine, and caffeine, most people know, is a diuretic,
Hmm.
and it depletes your body of water. So you're getting a caffeine rush, adrenaline caffeine rush, but it's actually bottoming you out even worse because it depletes your adrenal glands, it depletes all your water. Not a big fan. So, yeah, just find a way to get those trace minerals in you. So, almost everybody that comes in, we have them sitting at the counter, like I did. Are you taking these? Oh, yeah, I remember I took those. So, that is a big, big thing to take during the summertime.
Well, I'm as I said, I'm thrilled that you're here and that this resource is available to the community. Really, if you haven't been in Bambi store yet, you need to get in here and take a look around. And there's so many things here that you wouldn't expect. It was sometime last year that I first discovered, or 2 years ago, that you had spices
Yeah.
back up. She has
You never
spices.
walked over there.
I never went back into the corner. I never went through the whole rack
It's not
back there.
that big a store. No, we do have a lot for a small store.
Right, you do.
Like I said earlier, I'm able to, change things around. If something isn't working, we'll change it. We'll add it. So I try to follow what the customers are needing and follow what is working, what the newest thing is that's out there. Doesn't always work, but I'm able to make those changes where a lot of stores can't.
So, down here on South Main, what's the 805?
805 South.
805 South
Yeah.
Main. You'll see a big sign out in the front, and get on in here and take a look if you haven't been in, and if you have, come back.
We always appreciate your business, every one of you.
And
Yeah.
I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you're
Aye.
doing. I am a big, big fan of entrepreneurs and of folks out there grinding away, making it happen. Bambi's just one of them that we have in Council Bluffs and the surrounding area. Would love to hear more stories if you know of someone, or maybe you yourself would like to be a guest here on Morning Coffee. Send me an email, toddstuder@gmail.com. If you're navigating the healthcare system, you know it can be challenging, frustrating, and time-consuming for you and your family. That's where My Nurse Healthcare in Council Bluffs steps in. Nurse advocates provide one-on-one guidance and support every step of the way. With a dedicated nurse by your side, you'll get the right care from the right provider at the right time. Visit mynursehealthcare.com. And S&B Country Kennel has become the top spot in Southwest Iowa when you need to know your dog will receive only the best. Many of you had your dog there over the 4th of July to make sure that they stayed safe. I heard from Joe. He said they were completely filled up. So many people taking advantage of that wonderful service. They have boarding, daycare, grooming, self-washing, training, even a membership available to a dog park that is over an acre in size. S&B Country Kennel also has rescue dogs, so check with them about adoption possibilities. S&B Country Kennel, located just west of I-29 on Bunkie Avenue, south of Council Bluffs. Well, that's going to wrap up Monday's show. No 3-day weekend this coming up at the end of this week. It is a full week, and I'm looking forward to it being not only successful, but also very, very productive. And I hope yours is too. My name is Todd Studer. We'll see you back here again tomorrow morning.